Hello everybody, Danny Shea. Happy Thursday. I'm back from camping. It's excellent. No internet, no news until I started driving back. And then welcome to the S Show. Ay, ay, ay. What a crazy world we live in. I'm just going to do maybe one or two today because Lori, Sheila, and I are going to be on. I'm not sure which channel. I think it's either Lori's or mine. I'm going to do a live show, so look out for that. I think it's probably going to be 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time over at Lori's. And she lives in the mountains, so I don't know what time she's in. Anyway, before I get going, there's something very important I have to say. Say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Missed y'all. Yeah. Good to see you, Psychic Duck. Oh, it's good to be seen. Yes, it is. So, the two things that I want to look at, or maybe one. I think I just want to get an overall sense of are we going to be okay with all of this? We got, what did we get? The war, it's going back and forth. Taco, I don't know, it's the Epstein war, right? They're just hiding the files. It's a big ass shell game that is killing people. And it's like, this game is awful. I don't like this game anymore. And then we had Jack Smith. He came back. I guess the Department of Justice gave somebody, a reporter, a document. These guys are so incompetent. And I can't believe the Senate approved these guys. And I know that it's, that the Republicans have, the majority, but still, I can't believe it. And, well, I just hope that Senator Schumer writes a very strongly worded letter again. You guys know what I think of him. So let's, and this is for entertainment only. Do I need to show you a card? Yes. Okay. I want to look at I think the thing that I want to look at before I get into the details, because I don't think I'm going to, that's going to be tomorrow's show. What do we need to do in this moment in time? I saw the Meta Google lawsuit verdicts. Less than a half hour, the one in LA came out, I think it was LA, came out and said guilty. You, I don't know if it was Meta or Google, are addicting kids to your platform. Okay, yeah, we know that, right? But now there's a legal lawsuit, and I think one of them was in the tens of millions, and then the other lawsuit over in New Mexico was 300 million. And you know that those attorneys are all lining up going, come on now. So how's that going to change us? The platform, or the way we look at things? Well, maybe that's the question. And it's still evolving. But how do we deal with this time right now? Because I've been away for so long, it's easy, and this is kind of like the spiritual throw before I get into the Pumpkinhead type energy. But how do we take all of this? Do we just walk away? What do we do with it? I am using my new deck that I got, and It's the Wicked Moon Tarot. And I got this up in Calistoga. And it seems like now what's going on with my brother and I'll buy him a deck, he buys me a deck. And I thought, ooh, this is going to be really good. It's going to be, dark and light, like kind of like my dark mirror deck. That I go, oh, this is too dark for me. I don't want to read on this. And it's like one of the best decks. So, and I can't remember who gave it to me. I'm sorry. It's an amazing deck because it makes you look at yourself a little bit, which is a little scary, a little dark. But then it's the mirror, so it's bright too. So I thought this was going to be like that. That's the images. Look at that. That's not dark. That's not wicked. That's the Wicked Witch. That's not wicked. Very light, very fun. Should we throw another one out there? Ooh, that's the tower. I guess that's kind of tower-ish. But anyway, very light. No naked pictures, so I can show them. So as I cut the deck there, I wanted to know about how do we deal with this tower moment in time. Everything's changing. Everything's being shaken to its foundation. We see it on TV all the time, just the rubble that we are producing. That's going to have to be rebuilt. But for our own health and positivity, as way showers, as light workers, how do we deal with this energy? I mean, do we get into the rubble and start moving around, start cussing and screaming? I was reading a book, and this medicine man ended up in prison in the 70s. And the way he dealt with it, he goes, I couldn't get angry. I couldn't be there, otherwise it would destroy who I was inside of me. And so he stayed positive. He stayed working on helping other people, working spiritually, so on his spiritual side. And I thought, okay. And so as I dropped into the quiet of nature that he couldn't go to, he had to imagine it. I was just super thankful that I could drop into that nature where other people can't. So, enough of me yickety-yakketing. What is it? What's the card message for us as we try to navigate this tower moment? What's the message for us way showers, light workers to navigate this time? Let's drop it down. Let's see what the energy of the cards has to say. You are a magician. So here there's 4 elements. You have the cups, wands, swords, pentacles. The light, creating magic, so above, as below, so above. Or how does that work? I don't know. I can't remember the exact term. Magic. Create magic. How do we deal with this? Through magic, through the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. So this is a new deck to me, so I'm kind of like, ooh, look at that. We have a cat that's been kind of beat up, angel wings, holding the sword of truth on the Wheel of Fortune. So what I get with this is what we create is going to spin around. We don't have to do much of the creation because the wheel of fortune is going to spin around and around. I pay attention to the number 1 of the magician and 10 of the wheel of fortune. So we have a new beginning. We have the ending of a cycle. And I go back to that tower moment in rubble. It's the end of the cycle. So now we have to create. We need to be strong. We need to be powerful in our heart space so that we can create magic, so that we can rebuild. Hermit. This isn't about getting out there and yelling and screaming and jumping up and down. Although there is a time for that. Thank you. Thank you. There is a time for that. And that is this Saturday. No King's March. Be safe if you go out to march. If you can't, hang on, I'm going to lift it up. If you can't go out and march, that's okay. Send some healing prayers out there to the people who are marching. Send some strength. Send some awareness. And let it be peaceful. Peaceful, peaceful. So it takes a village. Not everybody should be marching. Some people should be in the background, passing out water. Maybe it's psychic water that you pass out. Just prayers. However you do it. In this community, there's a lot of people who can't get out. And we're so sensitive. Being in a big crowd, I don't like it. It freaks me out. There's too much energy coming at me. And I get overloaded really fast. So pray for me, because I will be out there. Okay, let's drop this back down again. Look at all the major arcanas we have. That major arcanas are big life events, not the day-to-day things. So how do we deal with this? This is big life. This is not a week. This is not a year. This is, I was thinking about this the other day. Our past lives. And somebody said something, some podcaster said, in my previous life. No, he said in my past life. And I've been saying that too. So in my past life, I was a photographer. I did so many things in my past lives. I had so many past lives in this current incarnation. And I look at it and I go, that's not me anymore. I could still pick up a camera, still take a picture or two. As a dive instructor, I did that for 40 years. I would not teach diving anymore. That is definitely a past life. Do I know how to do it? Do I know how to stay safe? Okay, well, stay safe, that's another thing. But I do know how to do it. Anyway, moving on. Hermit. Get into your heart space. Shine the light within. How do we get through this crazy tower moment? Wow, another major arcana. Strength card. We draw on strength from our past endeavors, our past lives. Interesting that I talked about that. We get the strength card in the past. What was our past lives in this incarnation? What was our past lives in other incarnations and other time streams? That's one. That's one. I think we need the galactic whale to help us with that one. At the top of the reading, good Lord, justice. Another major arcana. Magician, let's create magic. The wheel of fortune. We don't need to do much. It'll take care of itself. We need to drop into our heart space, be in our quiet space, find our strength from in the past, Justice is overshadowing this reading. And the final card that I'm going to pull on this is, oh, it's a minor arcana. However, it's a court card, the Queen of Cups. Okay. The Lotus. What is the secret in the cup that the Queen has that's in the near future, that's coming up into our awareness? Is the Queen of Cups coming into our awareness via justice, via the Wheel of Fortune? She is the calming energy. She is the one who keeps a lid maybe on the emotional things that's going on. But she is abundance. She's standing, letting the water flow by her. She's not in the water. Okay. How do we deal with this moment in time? From my perspective on this reading, and you pull your own cards specifically for you to how to do it. Sometimes it's hard to read on ourselves. That's why we have other people reading for us. It seems what I'm hearing from this spread is tap into your own magic. Let justice and the Wheel of Fortune take over. We need to tap into our strength. And we need to allow the secrets to be kept under wrap for a while. The Queen of Cups will know when to open up the cup. Justice will know when to show up because of this Wheel of Fortune. Okay. All right. 1717. I want to look at one more thing. And I did this kind of, and so I just want to clarify a little bit. How are we going to need to change our YouTube platforms as political tarot readers, as tarot readers on YouTube? Are we going to need to change the political tone to it? I know that I am, personally, because I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm going to let the Wheel of Fortune spin. I'm going to let the Queen of Cups open up her cup in her own time. I am going to be looking at the rebuild. And I don't, there's still going to be some of it, but it's just not going to be all the time. Can't jump into the sewage of it all the time. So how are we going to change ourselves on YouTube? How is YouTube going to, what's the question? Is YouTube going to make us change our voice? Are they going to not make us change our voice? Is YouTube going to, let me think, hang on. Are we going to have to change the way we read on YouTube? Now, the last time I looked at this, when I was, we were talking about the algorithms and how they pulled viewers away. And thank you all for the new subscribers. Thank you. We got that, there was going to be a change, and we may need to go to another platform if they keep hiding our content. So I thought it was going to be another platform, but it may be just YouTube changing. So let's just look at how is YouTube going to affect tarot readers? How is YouTube going to affect tarot readers. I'm going to drop this down. I got a lot to do. I got a lot of cleaning I have to do, so I'm going to go through this kind of quick. How is YouTube going to affect tarot readers? For world news, current events. How is YouTube going to affect current event tarot readers? Ooh. Ten of Swords. They going to stab us in the back, or have they been stabbed in the back by the legal justice swords? Because they had, just 2 cases, but there's going to be more. It's going to be raining down on them. Especially, if you can get a couple of $1 million in New Mexico, 300 million. Judgment. How is YouTube going to change our channel, our platforms? We're sitting at the base of, we're sitting at a crossroads. It's all about money and the Queen of Coins. It's not about Pumpkinhead's thing. He's not involved with this. This is all about security. This is financial. They're not going to give it up, but they are going to adjust it a little bit with this Judgment card. Yeah, in the information, how the information comes out, it's going to have a little more control over it. King of Wands is about control of information. He isn't like the Page of Wands, whose mouth is just flapping. Or the King of Pentacles, Pumpkinhead, his mouth is flapping. Wish it would stop flapping. In the potential near future, we have Page of Coins. There's going to be a new revenue stream-ish thing going on. They're worried about, are they worried about their revenue? Because in the past, strong revenue, Queen. In the future, it's the Page of Pentacles. They're going to start something new going forward. What would that be? The government is that going to play a role in this current state? I mean, they may say, no woke stuff, but I don't know. 7 of Coins, the harvest, the abundance, the I'm going to have to pull some clarity on that 7 of Coins, because it's like some are ready to be harvested, some are not. What YouTube information for tarot readers? Some are going to stay, some are going to leave. Hopes and fears. That the Queen of Cups comes in and changes things with the government. Okay, well, that was just psychic duck screaming. And then we get the Star of Hope, the best of democracy. How is YouTube going to change us? It feels like when the old guard leaves, this Hierophant in the internal position, changes with the best of democracy. Instead of the King of Pumpkinheads, the King of Wands shows up along with the Queen of Cups. Let me do a little clarifier on that Star of Hope. Happens fast. Ooh. We get the Addiction card. So with this Addiction card, come on. There we go. with this addiction card, the manipulation card, well, that's what they got charged with. That's what they got stabbed in the back with, the addiction of this, and they're facing now judgment. But is the government, I mean, in our current government, you can't trust them to do the right thing, to pull the right people on or off the platform, or to limit the platform. That's a kind of a limiting thing to me too. But it just feels like there's going to be a shift with the Star of Hope. Okay, let's look at this government, the Hierophant card, and the Seven of Coins card. Give us a clarity on the outcome as we go to the future with this. What is, and I see the Hierophant, when I look at this, I just see the battle that is going on within the government about how to do this. It's freedom of speech, it's not freedom of speech. How do we deal with the addiction quality? Because we have the Star of Hope up there. It's gonna be okay, but I think that things are gonna be coming pretty fast with this. A little clarity on what the addiction card is at the end of the news coming fast in the government. Just a little clarity on this sign, because I see good and struggles with it. Just a little, well, as with everything. Nine of Pentacles. This is abundance. This is listening to your intuition. This is paying attention to who you are and being in a protected space. Ten of Wands. This is an interesting card for me as I look at it, because as we do fire ceremonies with these cards have a lot of shaman energy to it with the antler energy, and these Ten of Wands, the burden, if this person, shaman, I think, puts them in the fire to release. I think that's what that is. Is it all of the Eight of Wands addiction energy? Put it in the fire to release and turn back into ash, to turn into fertilizer. And then we get the Six of Pentacles. And this is all about giving and receiving, I think, positive information. Not addictive information, but something of a balance. And the addictive okay, thank you. So it's all about balance. So you're going to have some of these AI. Oh, and I didn't even look at the AI stuff, but you'll have some of this AI information that is skewing things to the non-truth. That's the other thing to read on. Is there going? Yes, thank you. So I just heard yes, especially with this Hierophant card. And we are picking the pentacles that have truth to them, and we're leaving the other ones on the vine, or the other ones to mature, or the other ones not to get into our basket. When I first started out with truth in advertising and the government being able to just spew lies unless they're under oath, that doesn't make any sense. That's going to shift. That's what this Star of Hope, that's what this Star of Hope is doing. That's what this Queen of Pentacles is all about. When we get the Judgment card in play with the King of Wands, then they will address what people can say and what lies they have to put a disclaimer on. For example, I have to put a disclaimer on tarot readings in certain states for entertainment only. YouTube, I have to say, the duck made me say it. It's not me. The duck said it. And it's sad that I have to revert to me blaming the duck. But the duck is very forgiving. The duck understands. Anything you want to say, Psychic Duck? You're silly. I know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you if you're still here. Peace and love.